Oh, I'm so glad I caught that right there. Jacob's an idiot, everybody. We just talked, a good 3 minutes already?
Yeah, probably about 3 minutes.
When I didn't hit record on the audio. Hey, you know what? What? It's episode 115. When have I done that before?
Never, not that you've ever told me. These ring lights make me see circles.
I mean, they are a circle. Don't stare directly into it.
I'm not. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm not.
Don't make fun of me.
Oh, I didn't know that Grinch horror movie actually came out.
Oh, it's already out?
Yeah. Well, I've been seeing reviews. I don't know. I've been seeing reviews about it.
Huh. I mean, I think it was probably released through festivals and shit.
Yeah. I really thought that was just some weird rumor.
I don't know if I'll really care to see it. I mean, I'm going to probably, but
if it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was just huh. All right.
Well, it's really weird. We got this Grinch slasher. We got what's the Winnie the Pooh movie called?
I think it's called
Blood and Honey.
Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Blood and Honey. Winnie the Pooh.
How weird would it be if it just had this weird time where they're just gonna make a bunch of horror movies based off.
What childhood franchise do you think would be
a good horror movie?
Yeah, I mean, Winnie the Pooh already is fucking nuts. Turning Winnie the Pooh because you know what, the original writings of Winnie the Pooh is based off of Taoist beliefs.
Huh.
So
my first thought was Operation, but I was we already kind of got that with Awake. Kind of
Operation. Can we get a slasher movie from Sorry?
Fun.
Just what kind of movie would that even look like?
A barrel of monkeys.
Congo.
Shoots and ladders. Candyland.
Oh, that actually could be a fun one.
You could do fun things with Candyland.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka.
That's kind of actually make Willy Wonka into a horror house.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids are already disappearing one by one.
Yeah.
Lean into it. Let's see some blood and guts in here. What if they turned all the kids into candy, actually?
I was going to say, basically there's these reports at this factory of kids going missing, and then it's about, a inspector that has to go in and figure out what's going on as he dives deeper into the factory.
Played by Johnny Depp.
The horror.
Wait a second. No, that would totally be something. I could see Kevin Smith writing this and having Johnny Depp playing his detective character that's in his, weird worlds.
Well, who would play Willy?
Michael Fassbender. Chris Pratt.
I like the Michael Fassbender thing.
I don't know where that came from, but
I kind of want someone older though.
That's fair. We need to actually get into this.
This is Tommy.
This is Jacob. This is Tommy and Jacob's mixtape. You're so robotic over there.
Thinking about Michael Fassbender. Welcome back, everybody. Hello.
Damn it! I was just about to start singing the Hanukkah song, but then I forgot the lyrics to it. Other than "Here comes Hanukkah, so grab your yarmulke."
Definitely had a Phoebe vibe to it.
Yeah. I can't. It's weird. I'm trying to figure out Adam Sandler. I can't do a good Adam Sandler impersonation actually.
I can't think of a line for him now.
I mean, Waterboy always comes to my mind. Gatorade, H2O. Gatorade, H2O.
My mom said that I can't play no foosball, coach.
What mama don't know don't hurt. Exposes his rear end with a fucking tattoo of the fawns. God damn it, that movie's brilliant. Anywho, yay guys, how is everybody doing out there? We are doing
the Hanukkah movie.
This is an interesting Hanukkah movie. I mean, it's definitely it's definitely Hanukkah is kind of like an overarching theme in it, but it's more a movie about just the holidays and the holiday spirit.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, it's 8 crazy nights. Tommy, quick synopsis.
Town drunk and delinquent is sentenced to community service where he must change his ways or serve time.
Yes. It's a very basic setup for a redemption story. You know, not very well reviewed. Excuse me. It's got a 5.3 on IMDb, which is the highest out of all of these. A 12% tomato meter with reviews, and I don't. Maybe we. Nah, let's not worry about it. No,
I can just do it real quick too.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
And then a 49% audience score rating. So, which that makes sense. This was also the same year that Mr. Deeds came out.
Yeah, and I just like even with us, this is an Adam Sandler movie.
Yes, and I would actually start to say this is. I would say it's the beginning of the downwards turn of Adam Sandler's career, but I still think, in my opinion, this is kind of like one of his better ones personally. Like top is like one of the best one in my opinion is The Wedding Singer.
Oh, I mean, The Wedding Singer is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was turned into an actual Broadway musical.
Oh yeah, but it's also like that movie for like a rom-com kind of comedy. Yeah. Rom-com kind of comedy. Redundant. But yeah, we're not talking about that. Anyways, that was great.
This movie actually came out. I think I actually saw this. I saw this with my childhood friend Matt, and came out November 27th. So I think we went and saw it for my birthday.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, November 27th, 2002. How many movies did you have for 2002?
67.
I had 59.
Good year.
I actually don't even remember what was on the list.
There was a lot of stuff that I was like, oh man, I haven't seen that in forever. I want to watch that again.
Yeah. Wasn't Spider-Man on this? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The first one, yeah.
Year of the Spider-Man.
The Year of the Spider.
Yeah, so this was it's a Happy Madison Productions, Adam Sandler. I forget always how big of a star Adam Sandler was and kind of is still. Like his growth outside of Saturday Night Live and just like, well, then like the biggest thing is he's the writer and creator for almost all of his like works. Like if it's a Happy Madison production, he's one of the writers and creators and producers. It's like movies that like outside of like Airheads, and that's maybe he was cast into that. Punch Drunk Love, he was cast into that.
Spanglish.
Yeah, Spanglish. I'm trying to remember Uncut Gems. More recently, where he was nominated for a Golden Globe.
I think that's what's interesting too, is because of like his younger career, and then there's this kind of muddy middle part. Yeah, and then now this kind of him older. Yeah, career that's happening. He's had weird little periods. You know.
And his form of the comedy was very, very much influential for me growing up. Like I had his CD, "What the Hell Happened to Me," and he had another comedy CD that I can't remember the name of, but "What the Hell Happened to Me" was like his most popular one. That's where the Hanukkah song was on that, I want to say. But he also had like jokes when I was making that joke from Carrie, they're all gonna laugh at you.
Oh yeah.
It's like him just like trying to like just talk to his mother and like, no, they're all gonna laugh at you. No. It's repetitive, kind of sophomoric, immature humor most of the time.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't know. I remember when I was at Cornish, one of like our earliest like playwriting exercises, I wrote this really immature, stupid thing of like two kids lighting a bag of shit on fire on someone's porch. But the way that I misled the audience, where they thought it was like going to be like, oh, these two kids like they like got some drugs or something, because they're like looking in the bag and they're like, oh man, this is the good shit, isn't it? Yeah, it's
Isn't that a joke in Billy Madison?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the joke of lighting a bag of shit on fire, that's like
I know, but I'm just like, there's specifically an Adam Sandler movie
where they do that,
right?
Yeah,
Billy Madison, right?
They do it in Billy Madison, yeah. But like my whole thing was like I was misleading the audience, thinking that these kids like actually are like they're up to no good, but like, oh no, they're like getting drugs or like something and whatnot, and then they light it on fire and it's a bag of shit, and it's like literally like, oh, this is some good shit. It's literally shit in the bag. And one of my friends was just like, okay, Adam Sandler, like what's wrong? I'm like, that is a compliment to me. And they're like, what? Of course it would. Like they were like trying to shun me for like writing this like sophomore. It's like, yeah, dude, this is fucking funny to me. Fuck you.
Sophomoric.
And all right, so my therapy session is over. Let's get into the 8 Crazy Nights. Let's talk about writer, director, and all that stuff. But we already did just a little bit of Adam Sandler, but since this is such a like his handprint and his handprint, is like all over this movie. He's just going to be kind of reoccurringly coming up for all of this. So we don't have to talk. Yeah, we'll talk about him just a lot in general. But this was the animation part of it was directed by Seth Kearsley. Who I didn't really get to find a lot from his stuff.
Just an American storyboard artist. Works for Illumination Productions. I do remember a show they directed called Mummies Alive.
I don't remember that.
It was in that weird phase of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Power Ranger knockoff stuff, you know, where you had like Street Sharks, and you just had a lot of
biker mice from Mars,
random, you know, and then they were mummy superhero people that had all these powers.
By the power of the moon, the mummies rise again.
Was that?
I don't know.
Okay. I was like,
yeah, no, I'm just remembering it randomly. Yeah. Which would I can see that happening? But,
yeah, but I remember watching that show and liking it. But yeah, a bunch of mummies and superpowers.
I mean, I was able to only find like he's like worked art department on a lot of stuff, like that he's done art department on Sing and The Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah, like art department. It's just kind of like not really a director.
I do want to point out like this movie, like it went through like a lot of different animation studios worked on this movie, and it's got a very distinct animation look.
I like the look of it.
Yeah, so do I. But like, it's a very it looks like a early 2000s animated movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's got kind of a similar aesthetic to Titan AE, to Treasure Planet.
Yeah, but the only thing the only thing about this though, it didn't really. There was no whoa kind of moment.
Like, what do you mean by whoa?
Like Titan AE, like
like in an animation sense?
Yeah, they did a lot of cool stuff.
Well, it doesn't need it.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's very basic. It's not like Titan AE in the sense there's that whole CG moment where he's on space bike thing.
Yeah.
That was cool. This is kind of just more basic animation.
Yeah.
But it's nice and crisp.
Yeah. Oh, what platform did you watch it on? Did you watch it on Paramount Plus?
Yeah.
Did you get like a weird frame thing happening with the animation?
No.
Really? Oh, that's so strange.
Not that
I switched to YouTube because I could watch so that you could watch it free on YouTube as well, but you had to watch it with ads. And you know how I don't like ads. And like it was smooth when I was watching it on YouTube, but then when I decided to just watch it all on Paramount Plus because the ads and volume issues. But it was like this weird, like I could see in between the frames. It was really strange. I'll have to show it to you.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Well, I was watching it on my TV bedroom, so it might have just been. Oh man, excuse me. Might have just been like my TV.
Yeah, maybe.
With a Roku. I don't know. It was really strange.
Yeah, no.
It took me like 20 minutes to just kind of get used to it.
The movie's like a third way done at that point.
Yeah, I know. So let's go into who the writers of this movie. Just really quick, were you like Brad Isaacs and Brooks Arthur? I couldn't find much for.
Brooks Arthur is mainly a producer.
Okay.
And more specifically, a music supervisor.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I think that was their kind of the music side.
Because this is also a musical.
Oh yeah,
like you can actually get you can actually get the soundtrack to this.
And it's actually not that bad of a musical.
No, it's not actually. It's very sweet for a holiday musical.
And then Brad Isaacs also a lot of producing credits.
Okay.
Did 5 episodes of Roseanne, like
producing,
writing.
Okay. Because I want to say, like, I feel like the lead writers of this is going to be Alan Covert and Adam Sandler.
Yeah, and Alan Covert is one of the Adam Sandler crew.
Yeah,
always Grandma's Boy, lead in Grandma's Boy.
He's a lead in Grandma's Boy and also wrote Grandma's Boy.
Yeah.
He wrote Benchwarmers with Rob Schneider and John whatever from Napoleon Dynamite.
Also SNL person.
Yeah. I think he was just more of a writer on SNL.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. And brain. Oh yeah, he's Alan Covert. He's the caddy in Happy Gilmore, the homeless caddy.
Oh yeah.
He's had like really small roles in a lot of Adam Sandler stuff until like he finally just kind of had his own career.
Yeah, I mean I love Grandma's Boy. Same kind of humor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of these type of movies are like a hit and miss for me.
And like a lot of them also like they'll have like cultural like jokes, and like Grandma's Boy, one of its favorite best jokes is the guy that thinks he's in the Matrix, dresses like Neo.
Oh yeah, the robot guy.
Yeah.
JP.
Yeah.
I think his name is JP.
So fucking dumb. But it's also
I hate your face. What'd you say? You're fucking weird.
And obviously Adam Sandler, who this movie is also starring.
Adam Sandler plays like 3 characters, and
he plays Whitey. Yeah,
this movie is just Adam Sandler arguing with himself, basically, with different funny voices.
Oh, there's a burglar in here, Whitey! Go save us!
What did she say? Did he bring you here to molest you?
Did he bring you here to molest you?
It's so annoying. Even my partner, too, is like, these voices he's doing are driving me nuts. I'm like, I kind of feel like that's the point.
Oh, Davey, what you gotta listen to me, Davey.
It's terrible.
Well, I mean, it's very much in his wheelhouse of what his character voices are. And then also like starring in this movie. I mean, this movie has a long, very big cast listing of like voice actors. Adam Sandler does like 3 of the voices. His wife does the voice of the love interest, who he met his wife on the set of Big Daddy apparently like a year or 2 before this.
Yeah, Fallon was saying that she couldn't stand him at first. Like she read.
That doesn't surprise you.
She read somewhere and like he like kind of just like wore her down over time.
He's like, "Oh, you want to go out with me, don't you?"
Well, because they married the next year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they married in 2003, and they've been together since.
She's like a model and everything too.
Yeah, she's a model.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jackie.
Oh, I was just looking at it.
Titone.
Yeah, that's her.
Jackie Titone Sandler. She later changed it. Married.
Because when you marry, you sometimes change your name.
Sometimes you change your name.
Well, yeah. So this is definitely. In the career of Adam Sandler, like I was saying, I really feel like this movie it's right at the peak of the downfall, because Big Daddy was right before this, and I think Big Daddy, I personally think, is one of his most heartfelt movies. There's just a really good like he always has like it's his characters. It's almost always very super formulaic of like it's either this like unredeemable bastard who finds redemption, or it's like
kind of underdog.
Yeah, kind of underdog, nobody who wins the respect of the town type thing. You know, because it's like you think about like his biggest movies. You know, you got Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. They're almost the same fucking character.
Yeah,
I mean, even this character, that's like another.
This is another kind of
Big Daddy, Sonny, and that's kind of the same thing. But then you have the Water Boy, and Huey Halloween. They're kind of like similar characters, you know.
In Little Nicky,
yeah,
kind of is in there, and then Mr. Deeds is kind of more like wedding singer.
Yeah, just.
Kind of nice guy,
like kind of
aloof, kind of.
I didn't really like Mr. Deeds. Like, I can't really remember it either. I just remember John Turturro like, oh, sneaky, very sneaky,
very sneaky, sir. Yeah, that one doesn't.
Because isn't like the. Let's not worry about it. Like we need to be talking about 8 Crazy Nights.
Well then, yeah, but it's just like The Longest Yard, kind of some click, you know.
Yeah.
I guess I just kind of realizing too, in a weird way, he's like we've talked about before, he's a comfort food. You know what you get from Adam Sandler.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what you're gonna get, and that's what when we can get more into that too. But the reviews later, a lot of people, and I even made sure before we met up, I watched the trailer because I think that we need to start doing that. Because when you tie it into the reviews, it's like, what was it presented to the public?
Oh,
from the trailer,
versus,
what did it look like it was gonna be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I watched the trailer, and I was like, what the hell was everyone thinking this was gonna be?
Yeah,
it's an Adam Sandler raunchy animated comedy, like, and it's like,
and you can get. And the interesting thing is, like, when going into the realm of or in the realm of animation, you can kind of get a little bit more raunchy with it.
You can do some stuff
because the blurred lines of reality are there. Like that whole thing of like him like having like sex with his car, and he like the way that he's like licks it, and just like, oh man, it's so an exaggerated thing.
Yeah,
but like you put that into reality, it looks a little bit off more, but it works
as a cartoon.
It works as a cartoon, yeah.
But yeah, I watched the trailer and I was just like,
a shit-eating deer, like,
yeah, like a lot of it. I'm just like,
there's a lot of that. Yeah, let's actually get into the reviews, so we can actually get into talking about this full form. I don't know. I was like, what is a Power Ranger thing gonna be like? And now at full form, we can talk about this stuff.
Jordan. So 3 positive, 4 mixed, 20 negative.
Okay. Positive. Let's give us a positive.
The positive, 75 out of 100 from Wesley Morris at Boston Globe. What's special about the movie is how it totally believes in itself as a musical. The tunes co-written by Sandler and a bunch of his pals take on rock opera and traditional Jewish folk music with boyish exuberance.
I like that, actually.
I was like, yeah, because this is a musical-ass musical.
Yeah.
It very much lives in this realm, and the music's actually not that bad for just.
Well, Adam Sandler
he's musically inclined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the best. Wedding Singer, him singing is like one of the best things about the movie. Like, he's got this weird, and it's like so.
I wanna grow old with you.
It's so totally him all the time, and it just, I don't know, it works, but yeah, it believes itself as a musical, and that really shines through. 50 out of 100, Robert Ebert at Chicago Sun-Times. And this is kind of what I mentioned earlier. Heaven help the unsuspecting families who wander into Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights expecting a jolly animated holiday fun fest. I don't know why you would take your children thinking this is going to be...
Because it's an animation, it's going to be for kids.
Yeah, is that just the 2000s talking?
No, I mean, that's still a thing that happens today.
Okay, well,
no, like there is still that association. It's like it's animated. If it's animated, that means it's for kids. We talked about this in the adult animation blog.
Watch Flashpoint Paradox and come back to me.
Yeah, no, that it's just that stigma, and it's probably even like that stigma is probably even more prevalent in like the early 2000s and going even farther back.
Yeah, I guess that's true too. Because even when what's it came out. The chameleon, Rango.
Yeah, Ringo.
Yeah, Rango, right?
Johnny Depp. Lizard. Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people went and saw that, and I watched it, being like, "This is not a kids' movie, like at all.
Yeah.
Like this is. I mean, there's elements to it, but there's a lot of stuff between the lines.
So I was just recently reading. I recently just read something about like from someone who's like been, one of the main directors for Pixar. It was like a lot of people automatically associate, especially Disney and Pixar, like they're like, for a kids movie, this has really got adult themes to it. And he's like, we're not making kids movies. We're making movies. We're making like just because it's an animation doesn't mean it's directed automatically for. He was talking about for Coco. It's like Coco's like it's a very emotionally charged movie. And it's like he's like we didn't. Yeah, it's about a child going through this journey, but it's for the family. It's for everyone. It's not just for kids. If it would be just for kids, it'd be the Mickey Mouse Club where it's like, all right, kids, what's this? Oh, it's a square. Oh, and it's red. Well,
and I think a general kind of a good rule to have too. And you can disagree with me. but if it's coming from somewhere like DreamWorks or Disney, yes, it's gonna have more, but it is gonna lean more to the family friendly, wholehearted experience.
But family friendly doesn't mean kids.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, then if you jump to the other side and you like have
20th Century Fox,
something like that, or TriStar, or something, you know what I mean? It's very possible it's gonna be something very different than what you're expecting for your family fun time.
Yeah, let's go see heavy metal with the kids.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like, you know, we talked about with Hocus Pocus 2. It's like Disney-fies shit a lot of the time. Comes out real Disney, but yeah, then you talk about Titan AE.
But you have your like hardcore like Disney-fied this, and then you have like your Disney produced like Disney Pixar. It's like. It's a complete. They're two different worlds. Yeah. It's like you have your Disney Channel shit, and then you have your like Disney produced. Like Disney was just like putting money into.
Yeah,
it.
Here you go. Have fun.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Yeah, to think about like when people like as you're it's like this is an animated thing. I mean, I don't know. My parents also just fucking let me go watch whatever the fuck I wanted.
The amount of times my mom's, have you seen this? Yeah, you showed me that when I was 8. Like, what?
Yeah, that was not a good time to watch that. Mm-hmm. Okay, did you? That was a mixed one.
Oh,
did you have a negative? Because I really want to hear a negative. I'm like, let's do it. Let's fight.
Okay. 38 out of 100. Chris Kaltenbach at Baltimore Sun. It's hard to figure out who this picture is supposed to be for. Although a cartoon, it's way too mean-spirited and crass for young kids. Parents be forewarned. And the idea that any substantial number of adults would find this sort of thing entertaining, let's pray civilization hasn't come to that. Well, that's what's funny too about this. Like, this review,
it's like we didn't even need the negative one. We just talked about it.
Well, yeah. Like with that review too, it almost comes like by you saying I don't know who this movie's for, makes it sound like it has like some kind of identity problem. This movie doesn't have any identity problem.
It has zero identity problem.
It's very aware of what it is and
Adam
what it
Sandler
wants to
knows
be.
whose audience is, and he's writing for them. I mean, in a weird sense, I would say honestly, I mean, this movie oddly is for like teenage, like adolescent people, like because like
kind of like the Hebrew Hammer conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I was 2002. I turned 16. Yeah, I turned 16 when this movie came out. I fucking loved it. You know, I'm a young teen.
I remember liking it when I first saw it when it came out.
And like, I'm also like, I grew up on Adam Sandler movies. You know, through my childhood to my teenage to adult years. You know,
yeah, I would have been 12.
You would have been 10.
10.
Because you're 92, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have been 10.
10, okay. Yeah.
And like it's like it's people like me is who he's writing for, and like like of course, and also ended writing for my friend Matt, who is Jewish.
Yeah.
You know, like this movie is also a celebration of Hanukkah, but it's like it's weird. Is like the idea of Hanukkah and Christmas in this movie it's more of an undertone.
It really is. It's like it's taking place during December. I mean, so there's Christmas decorations, there's Hanukkah decorations around.
It does take place exactly. The entire story takes place in 8 days.
Yeah,
the 8 days of Hanukkah.
Yeah, but even then, it's like you said, it's subtle. It's just kind of like. I mean, the biggest thing that keeps coming up is the Hanukkah card from his parents, you know, but that's kind of...
And it's just kind of more of like he grew up Jewish, like just like he is a Jewish man.
Yeah, and there's a couple numbers
that celebrates Hanukkah.
And there's a couple numbers that have a very like Jewish, the traditional Jewish...
Oh yeah, yes. Dude, you know, I actually loved that. That was so fucking...
The music is really entertaining in this. Yeah. The music really is.
And it's also like, and sweet and heartfelt. Like, it's really interesting is like in between these like extremely offensive jokes. Oh, we've got to bring up Rob Schneider acting. Rob Schneider is the narrator through this entire movie. Who actually, he does a great job narrating.
I didn't realize it was him until I like read it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't he just sounded different to me.
He had a very just natural, you know. Good.
Yeah, he wasn't like, chop his freaking balls up.
Well, and then he plays the Chinese restaurant owner. Well, He's a quarter Filipino.
Okay.
He actually just really quick. Rob Schneider, Jewish father, Catholic mother, Filipino family.
Like Filipino. Grandma.
He had an interesting life growing up. A very, very broad culturally like experience. That's Jewish, Catholic, Filipino. Like that is okay. That's yeah. So that's why that they choose him. They ask him to play a lot of these like ethnically charged characters because of that. You okay?
Yeah, I'm sure people have a lot of problem with it though.
Anyways, where was I going with before all of that? We were talking about the song. Narrator. Oh, in between all of these offensive jokes. Mm-hmm. In between all of these offensive jokes, there is a really good heart to this movie, and it's like that's where it's like I feel like this is like at like that tail end of like the good Adam Sandler movies, because you have like Wedding Singer that ended up having a lot of like charm and heart to it. And sweetness. I mean, Drew Barrymore just like helps so much with that.
I think that's a lot to do with her and him because their chemistry is always really good because they are such good friends.
But then Big Daddy is like has some of the most heart-wrenching Adam Sandler scenes that I've ever seen, with him like finding this connection with this kid that he's not supposed to have. It's supposed to be Jon Stewart's kid and whatnot, but he's like finding that he wants to adopt the kid. He falls in love with a surrogate son, and then they want to rip the kid away from him. And like the moment where they have in the court when he's telling his dad like, hey, I know I fucked up, but like he's made this kid's made me want to be better. It's like, it's fucking heart wrenching, you know, but it's all wrapped inside of this like immature Adam Sandler humor. It's like the heart of some of these films, I think, gets lost because of the offensive humor or the immatureness of it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, just because someone is immature and wants to go like, let's light the shit on fire. Like, it's like, well, that person has real emotions too, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at
his list.
Yeah, because it's like, there's a little Nicky video game. The fuck?
Oh my God. Well, we got to go down that rabbit hole at some point.
Yeah. Well, because, I think a lot of it too, especially with his movies in general have such a weird plot. Like, just...
It's simple plot devices.
But no, not like that. I mean, like, so Big Daddy, right? Like what you just described. He basically kidnaps a kid. And you as an audience member are supposed to kind of just be like, okay. Mr. Deeds, he's
given a fucking bunch of money.
He's the nephew of some really rich guy, and you're like, okay. Anger management, he gets the most inappropriate therapist on the face of the planet that
Goose Fraba
puts him in
he gaslights him the entire
time.
Yeah.
Click, he gets a remote that control reality.
Yeah, but it's like it's
just kind of weird. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. I forgot about that movie.
It's a huge. It's like it's the larger than life type of situation. You know. Mm-hmm. You know, extreme circumstances. And see what the fuck these characters happen, you know?
Well, they become almost like fantasy.
Yeah.
Like they're almost like even
fantastical in a sense.
Well, yeah, because I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. You know, breaking the system and pretending to be a couple to get the legal.
Well, it's
and it's like you would get in so much trouble for that.
Yeah, you're taking this like idea that would generally kind of be like a slapstick type of humor, but you know, it's exaggerated like circumstances. And you're putting it in a weirdly grounded Adam Sandler world. It's like, these are literally just like, this is Adam Sandler's mind.
That's what I'm saying, though.
World, yeah.
Because even like Grown Ups too.
Yeah.
Like Grown Ups is it's like a lot of the plot when you look at it just from like if you were to write it out, you're like, oh, okay, sure, like whatever. But it's like even Grown Ups, there's like that whole pool scene where Steve Buscemi does not die, and you're like, you'd be so dead from this. Yeah, there's this little weird like fantasy to it.
Yeah.
It's
like, well, and to wrap it back into this movie, like all of like Davey's arc really depends on him finding his heart in Whitey. Like Whitey's kindness like breaks down Davey's hard shell and kind of opens Davey up into being a real person.
Oh, and for those who don't know, like the reason he's all shut down, his parents died in
that's a sad scene.
Car accident.
It's like,
and he like when he was what
12. Yeah, he lost both of his parents, and it's like in a very realistic, in a very real way. Which is like it's like this kid's highest moment, his happiest moment, is also his worst moment. He gets the basketball team. They come back from a fucking like 38-point deficit. He scores all of the fucking baskets pretty much with his girlfriend Jennifer. Like she scores the last one, if I remember correctly. And it's like this happy moment of like, oh, they won the game in the in the last 10 minutes of the game because Davey's basketball skills are so good. And then he's looking for his parents, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, sorry, kid, a truck hit a patch of black ice, ran into your parents' car, and they're gone. This is all that's left is this letter that they have for you. It's like, whoa. Go from this high to this low. Like, fuck, dude. That's real, man. That's real emotion. Why aren't you doing anything? You just seem so like, I don't care.
I don't know. It didn't really hit me like that. And I don't know if it's because it's kind of...
Because it's wrapped around all of this offensive, immature stuff. You don't really care about this kid's parents dying.
Kind of gets
his
muddled.
Parents died.
It's a cartoon with shit-eating deer. Like it just really does. I think it gets muddled in there.
That's fair. And I feel I can separate that. Like I can see the heart inside of it.
No, I can see it, but I think also it might have just been in like a kind of like an editing and timing thing. They might have just For certain audiences, they might have just put that in the wrong spot.
Well, you gotta also remember, is like as Whitey is telling that story, you have Davey being like, "Can we stop this?" and Eleanor being like, "Oh, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard."
That also, yeah, like maybe that's it too. It's like the context of what the story is,
how it's being presented, the container of it.
Yeah.
Even though it's like, yeah, you are seeing this kid go through this like tragic event, and even like immediately shutting Jennifer out of his life, you know.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, it's very interesting, just like it's how the way it takes away and that might be just like, that's kind of like Adam Sandler's way of deflecting, you know, real emotion into something. But also that's just like it's like the jokes that you want to like insert. Like you take out a lot of the insertion of these like offensive jokes, I think you have a really heartfelt thing, you know. If you just have Whitey's like love for the mall, which he's such a innocent character. It's like even just like the joke of like, even though Whitey didn't know what the middle finger actually meant, or just
they make a cute couple, boogie oogie oogie.
Did you rhyme all of that? Was that rehearsed, or did you just happen to rhyme all that on
weird.
accident?
Oh, that was weird, yeah, wasn't it? Oh, nice kitty.
Oh, it's a happy seizure now. Oh,
do they ever really explain like
why he has seizures?
Well, like what their deal is, like
Eleanor and Whitey.
Yeah,
no. But they've been alone together for 67 years.
Hoo-hoo. Oh my God! Don't say nothing.
See, and that's actually kind of like this whole like White is like you also have like this desire for wanting to see, because Whitey wants the patch award for this year, which is like he's like working really hard for, like he just wants to be kind to everyone, and everyone shits on him. Like he's the joke of the fucking town, even though he's the kindest person in the goddamn world.
Yeah, like the only one is Jennifer that really treats him with any kind of like respect or anything.
And that's like the kind of like Davey's whole redemption arc is finally standing up to the town in defense for Whitey. It's like after Whitey has proven himself, like it's like, because like he has that blow up on Whitey and just like, nobody fucking likes you and you're an idiot for thinking anybody will give you this award, and like just it like destroys him. But then the circumstance, the miracle of the story is as he's gonna leave for New York, the Greyhound bus flat tires right in front of the place where the awards are happening or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So like that's and then the biggest miracle is everyone then, here's my patch and my patch. John Lovitz with the guy with the hook.
Oh, yeah.
Is anybody else wondering if he's ever stabbed himself wiping his own ass?
Pats the mayor on the back.
Think Kevin Nealon does the voice of the mayor. Yeah, it's like this movie really is it's a holiday movie. Like, I feel like it has more of the heart of just like of redemption around the holiday season. And is this a Hanukkah movie? Is this a Christmas movie? No. Like I said, that's why it's like it happens in the 8 days of Hanukkah. Like they explain, like the first night of Hanukkah is Davey getting drunk, and then he's in processing like the next day or so and whatnot, and then the final night's the 8th night of Hanukkah is when he has his redemption with White. Mm-hmm. So, and also it's a very sad moment when he opens the card and he reads his parents and he's drunk in the fucking mall.
I do like that Adam Sandler harmonized with himself 3 times. Like with 3 people. Yeah. That was kind of, I don't know, that was cool.
He's talented.
They took my wig. Like it's... Well, that's what's funny too, because of the whole.
I would love to see him in the recording studio, just like, well,
because like because even the songs themselves too, like have a lot of them are really like stupid and have like potty humor in even some of the songs too. But then it's like if you look at them from a technical standpoint of the harmonizing, like of the actual
the orchestration, the organization,
the organization of the song. You're like, that's actually like that is a well built song. The way it's built is good. The content of what they're talking about is the stupid part, but like you're just like it's a well crafted song.
Yeah.
About diarrhea. It's kind of like what?
Not about diarrhea. No, they just happen to be talking about diarrhea.
I'm just like layman terms. You know what I mean? Like I'm just oversimplifying it. But yeah.
Dude, that was so fucking funny. Do you have any more thoughts with it?
I mean, what are we at?
40. I mean, we don't have to talk for another half an hour for no reason,
I know. I'm just let me. God. I don't think so. Yeah, because we talked about the animation. The animation is like it is 2000s, like you said, very much in the Titone AE thing, but it's just simple. Like they just, it's straightforward, but it's good. It ages well.
It does, yeah. Well, and it's like I feel like it's probably
now.
It's towards the end of like where everything was being like actually hand drawn, like panel by panel.
Yeah, that's true. And it has that. There's a certain kind of heart to that.
Yeah, like,
that you kind of miss when you do it totally digitally.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we talked about the music. And that's the thing. It's like this movie is made for made for Adam Sandler fans.
Yeah.
For Happy Madison production fans, and even like
and it's like I wouldn't like. I don't think this is really not necessarily appropriate for young children, but a teenager.
Yeah. It's a
young teen, yeah.
And it's also just like with with someone like me too with Happy Madison Productions, like they're very hit and miss for me. I hate Little Nicky.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Little Nicky.
But there's the teenager to me that still loves Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. I love Grown Ups. Like I really love Grown Ups. I love them older dealing with.
Well, it's interesting is like because we feel like obviously we're not at their age, but we feel like we've grown up with them.
Yeah, because we have. You know.
Did you like Waterboy?
There are moments.
Yeah.
They make me laugh, but as a whole, I won't sit there and watch it all the way through.
Yeah.
Like, but even when like, Hubie Halloween came out, I watched it like the day it was released because I was just like, it's a fucking Adam Sandler Halloween movie.
Did you watch Ridiculous 6?
No.
I haven't watched that one either.
I missed that one.
Yeah.
But then it's even like with Adam Sandler too, like I like his non-happy, like Spanglish. I really enjoy Spanglish and I really like him in that, and it's more of kind of a dramedy.
Yeah.
But or like Click. Oh my God, Click made me sob.
I still haven't seen Click.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, so it's just like I think
and he has a huge career.
Yeah,
I mean, if you really think about it, it's like, and so like, not everything's gonna be a huge hit. You're gonna if you're making something like every year, you're gonna put out some shit. Some deer eating shit.
Well, yeah, and then also like where his like
some does I know like you kind of like about like Bedtime Stories didn't really have a huge big hit.
I don't remember that doing much.
There's The Cobbler, the one where he's like the like foot.
That movie's really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but you've talked
about
that.
That's a weird one. That's good.
I mean, 50 First Dates, I feel is kind of like a brushed over one sometimes.
It's like one of Fallon's favorites.
Again,
but the magic between him and Drew Barrymore.
Exactly. The magic between him and Drew Barrymore is so.
They really click really well.
They really do, and it's because they became such really good friends.
Yeah, and you can tell there's love there.
Yeah,
between
like
them.
her, like the Drew Barrymore show. Like if I see that Adam Sandler's a guest on it, I'm like, oh, I just kind of want to see what they're talking.
Just
about.
want to see them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just like, fucking don't mess the Zohan. Like that movie is hot.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Then you have this other end of it.
Jack and Jill, hot garbage.
When are actors gonna learn to stop doing that same actors, different character thing?
I think Jack and Jill was the last one.
Well, because there's that. Then you have just Mike Myers and fucking everything.
Yeah.
He does that all the time.
Well,
what was that Eddie Murphy one?
Well, the Nutty Professor,
Norbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
those movies just don't ever really do great.
Well, the Nutty Professor, when that came out and he did that, it was fucking groundbreaking because he was playing like his entire family, and those dinner scenes are like at at dinner table scenes became iconic for this Eddie Murphy thing. They make fun of it in Tropic Thunder with Chris Farley. With the Fatsies or whatever, the Fatsos.
Yeah, the Jack Black.
Yeah. Like he's the character actor who can play all the different roles.
Wait, and Eddie Murphy did it in Coming to America too, right?
Did he play a couple different characters in Coming to
Wasn't
America?
he one of the barbers? I haven't watched the movie in forever.
I don't know. I can't say anything. I haven't seen that movie in a very long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched that.
I mean, he may have just like as a quick. I mean, but that's the thing is Eddie Murphy is a very quick-witted, comedian and also a very good character actor.
You know how I told you that she made me watch Daddy Daycare?
Yeah.
I realized that dude could pretty much sell me anything.
Oh, 100%.
The way he when he convinces people to do stuff, I'm like, you could. What did I say to him? I said, this dude could sell glasses to a blind man. Like he could con the shirt off of you if he wanted to. It's just the way he can talk.
He could sell you a ketchup popsicle.
Yeah, I was like, man, Eddie Murphy could probably convince me to do a lot of stuff I wouldn't be comfortable with.
He's like, how did I end up here?
It's like,
hey, you want to do it.
You're right, I do want to do it. That was a weird tangent. Sorry, everyone.
It's all good. Let's get into rating the movie. 8 Crazy Nights. You start.
2.5.
2.5?
Yeah,
that's fair.
Like
I give this like a 3 for me.
Yeah.
Like
2.5 out of 5.
Yeah,
because it's not terrible.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, man, with the heart, the offensive joke, or the immaturity of it, maybe it is. 2.5 because of just a little bit like the image. It's like it's not to say. I mean. I guess for me, I can look past that immaturity, but that's just who I am.
No, I can. I can look past, especially from the whole conversation about what we just talked about, what Adam Sandler projects are a lot of the time.
But there's also like that sense, like that immaturity is like he's also like the character's growing out of that immaturity as well.
Well, and then just for some of those projects, it has it. And we've seen, and I think that's what it is too. We've seen the immaturity work better in other things.
Yeah.
It just didn't, for me, land super well in this.
And it is kind of interesting, just like how much Adam Sandler movies just kind of like, well, like we were saying, just like it's almost this, it's just the same type of character in a different circumstance.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I kind of read a little bit of the Ebert review after I watched it. And one of the things that maybe it wasn't Ebert, but it was just a reviewer saying that another Adam Sandler movie that's nothing but product placement and it's the same old Adam Sandler story shtick with the same old product placement to make millions of dollars for whatever reason Adam Sandler wants the money for.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, which I was like, I don't get the product placement part of that.
Then I thought
the entire mall. I was like, oh yeah, Panda Express, Foot Locker,
Pete's Coffee.
And I was like,
yeah,
all right,
there it is.
That's a lot of product placement right there.
KB Toys.
Yeah,
remember that's a flashback, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
KB Toys. And I think maybe that's like the last thing. Maybe it's with Adam Sandler and this kind of formula. Maybe they should have leaned into the fact that they were animating it a little more.
Yeah.
That's just like a weird afterthought. Like you have the animation going already, so really I don't know. We'll skip that. That thought didn't cook long enough for me to talk about it. It literally just came to mind. Like,
that's fair.
It didn't cook long enough.
So I guess two out of 5.
Yeah, 2 out of 5.
Word. It's fun. I would recommend for people to watch it.
I mean, if you like Adam Sandler, you've never seen it, definitely.
Yeah. It's free on Paramount Plus. Or free on YouTube movies with ads. So.
Yeah. If you're looking for something stupid holiday movie, throw it
on. What are we doing next week?
The Santa Claus.
That's right. We're going hardcore Christmas.
Yeah, we're doing hardcore Christmas with the Santa Claus, which was one of my favorite growing up.
I really liked it as a kid growing up.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Curious how it aged.
We need to watch that 20-minute Dan Harmon rant about Santa Claus 2, though.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll be finishing off
holiday
season,
and then we'll also be finishing off the year with a New Year's Eve baby.
Yes, we already have that planned out too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing, following us, all of those things.
Comments. Let us know anything we might have fucked up.
Yeah, go ahead and comment. Also, if you see some weird comments, just maybe ignore those comments sometimes.
That was fun. All right, cool. So, this is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
This is Tommy and Jacob's Mixtape.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, yeah.